Welcome to The Explainer, where we dive deep into the source material on big topics. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating paper that looks at the future of AI in education. And let me tell you, it's a future that's filled with both incredible promise and some pretty serious risks.
Right, let's just start with the main idea, the central tension of this whole paper. It's this: AI in education is a total double edged sword. It has the potential to do amazing things, but it also comes with these big warning labels we really need to pay attention to.
So the paper doesn't see AI as just another gadget for the classroom. No, it's framing it as something way bigger, the potential start of a fourth educational revolution. I mean, we're talking about something that could fundamentally change the way we teach and the way we learn.
But okay, this revolution, it didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It's actually been building for decades. It's evolved from these simple, kind of clunky rule-based systems back in the 60s to what we have today, which are these incredibly powerful, data-hungry learning machines. And then, very recently, a major global event basically hit the fast-forward button on this whole thing. The COVID-19 pandemic created this huge unplanned experiment that forced schools everywhere to go digital, pushing all these futuristic ideas right into our present reality, like overnight. Now, to really get a handle on AI's impact, this paper does something really smart. It doesn't just stay up in the clouds with theory. It zooms right in on one of the most urgent human problems that came out of that sudden digital shift: student mental health.
And to get some real concrete answers, the researchers focused their study on a very specific group. They decided to look at the mental health of undergraduate students in Delhi, India, right in the thick of the pandemic. So, what did they do? Well, they surveyed 206 undergrads, trying to find the root causes of their stress. And they asked about everything. I mean, from screen time and social life to just their general mood, all to build a really complete picture of what they were going through during lockdown. And pretty quickly, one key factor just jumped out of the data. When they weren't in online classes, students were spending a massive amount of their screen time on social media, way more than on other things like watching TV or even fitness apps. But here's the thing: this shift to online learning didn't hit everyone the same way. The data was really clear that students in that 15 to 19 age range, they reported the biggest negative hit to their mental health compared to any other group. But the researchers' goal here wasn't just to understand the problem after the fact. They wanted to see if AI could take this data and actually predict which students were at high risk for stress, to potentially step in and help before it becomes a crisis. And to do that, they turned to machine learning. This is a type of AI that is just brilliant at finding hidden patterns in data. Patterns that, it turns out, can be used to make some incredibly accurate predictions about what might happen next. So the process basically looked like this. They took all that raw survey data, they cleaned it all up, figured out which factors were most connected to stress, and then they fed all of that information into 3 different AI models to see which one was the best at learning to spot those warning signs. They basically had a bake-off between 3 different machine learning approaches to see which one could find the patterns in the data most effectively. And the results? Well, they were crystal clear. One model just blew the others out of the water in both accuracy and precision. And get this, the best model was able to predict a student's stress level with a mind-blowing 94.33% accuracy. And that's based only on their answers to that survey. This was the proof that AI really could identify students at risk with incredible precision. So this powerful new ability to predict things, it brings us right back to where we started. If AI is this good at identifying a serious problem like student stress, what does that actually mean for the future of education? Well, on one hand, you've got this incredible promise, right? Using AI as a tool for early intervention to help students who are struggling. But then, on the other hand, the paper warns us about the perils. Things like massive job losses from automation and the very real danger of biased algorithms causing actual harm. So because of this tension, the paper argues that the single most important thing we can do is to build up what it calls AI literacy. It's not just about learning to use the tech. It's about really understanding its potential, its limits, and its huge influence on our lives so we can all navigate this new world. Which really leaves us with this final massive question to think about. We've seen that the technology works. We know it's incredibly powerful.
The real challenge now, for all of us, is to decide how we're going to use it. So, what comes next?